film Anyone But You begins with a young woman named Bea walking into a small coffee shop. She looks uncomfortable and urgently asks the barista if she can use the bathroom. The barista tells her that the restroom is only for paying customers. Bea feels embarrassed because she really needs to go. A man named Ben is sitting nearby and watching the situation. He sees how stressed Bea looks. To help her, he suddenly speaks up and pretends that Bea is his wife. He tells the barista that he is buying something for her. Because of that, Bea is allowed to use the bathroom. She thanks him quickly and rushes inside. Inside the restroom, Bea has a small accident. While trying to use the sink, she accidentally splashes water on her pants and they get wet. She feels even more embarrassed and spends several minutes trying to dry them under the hand dryer. After she feels a little better, she walks out of the bathroom and gets ready to leave the shop. As she walks away, Ben calls out to her. Bea thinks he is about to ask for her number. Instead, he tells her that a toilet seat cover is stuck to her shoe. Bea feels shocked and awkward. To make the situation less embarrassing, Ben quickly asks her out on a date. Bea agrees. They spend the rest of the day together. They walk around the city, talk about their lives, and laugh a lot. They feel comfortable with each other. They tease each other, but in a playful way. By the end of the day, they both feel a strong connection. Later, they go back to Ben's apartment. They make grilled cheese sandwiches and sit together talking. They open up about personal things. Ben talks about his late mother, which is something he does not usually share with people. After talking for a long time, they fall asleep next to each other. Nothing physical happens between them. They simply sleep. The next morning, Bea wakes up first. She starts to feel nervous. She worries that staying might make things serious too quickly. She decides to quietly leave before Ben wakes up. As she is sneaking out, Ben sees her. He feels hurt because he thought their connection meant something. A few moments later, Ben's best friend Pete arrives at the apartment. Pete notices that Ben left a wrench out. The wrench is a sign that Ben talked about his mother, which he never does with someone he does not care about. Pete realizes that Ben truly liked Bea. At the same time, Bea is on the phone with her friend. She admits that she might actually like Ben. She starts to doubt her decision to leave. She decides to go back to Ben's apartment. However, when she arrives, she overhears Ben talking to Pete. Ben says that Bea was a disaster and that he could not wait to get rid of her. He says this to protect his feelings. Bea hears only those words and feels deeply hurt. She leaves without telling him she came back. 6 months later, Ben and Pete travel to attend a wedding event. They meet Pete's sister Claudia and her girlfriend Holly. During the gathering, Holly introduces her younger sister. It turns out to be Bea. Both of them are shocked to see each other again. Their friend groups already know about their bad experience. The atmosphere becomes uncomfortable. Bea and Ben start arguing. They blame each other for what happened. They act like they dislike each other. They tease and insult each other in front of everyone. Even though they pretend to hate each other, it is clear that there are still feelings between them. About a year later, in Anyone But You, Claudia and Holly are now engaged. They decide to have their wedding in Sydney, Australia. Because of this, Ben and Bea are forced to see each other again. The whole group travels to Sydney. When they arrive, they meet Bea and Holly's parents, Leo and Innie. Later, Ben and Bea join Claudia and Holly at the beach. While they are there, Ben notices his ex-girlfriend Margaret, who is Pete and Claudia's cousin. Seeing her makes Ben uncomfortable. Claudia can tell that Ben still has some feelings for Margaret. However, Margaret has arrived with her new boyfriend, whose name is Beau. This makes the situation more awkward for Ben. That night, everyone gathers for a welcome dinner party. At first, the evening goes smoothly. People are eating, drinking, and talking peacefully. But soon, Ben and Bea begin arguing again. Their old tension comes back quickly. They insult each other and bring up past mistakes. During their argument, they accidentally knock into a box of fireworks that were prepared for decoration. One firework suddenly shoots into the air and flies straight into a flower display. The flowers catch fire immediately. The flames spread quickly and accidentally reach Holly's hair. Chaos breaks out as everyone rushes to put out the fire. The peaceful dinner turns into a disaster because of Ben and Bea's fight. After the firework accident, Everyone becomes worried. Pete, Roger, Holly, and Claudia think Ben and Bea are acting immature. They fear that their constant fighting will ruin the wedding, so they secretly come up with a plan. They decide that if Ben and Bea finally hook up and get their feelings out of their systems, the tension will disappear and the wedding can continue peacefully. Ben and Bea quickly realize that their friends are trying to push them together. When they are asked to swim out and pull in a small boat, they use the moment to talk privately. Instead of falling into their friend's trap, they create their own plan. Bea explains that her parents are still trying to force her back together with Jonathan. She wants them to stop interfering in her life. She suggests that she and Ben pretend to be falling in love. If her parents believe she has moved on, they might stop pushing Jonathan on her. At the same time, Ben hopes that pretending to be with Bea will make Margaret jealous and get her attention again. Ben agrees to the fake relationship. The next day, they begin acting like a couple. During a group hike, they hold hands and try to look close. At one point, they attempt to secretly touch each other to make it look convincing. However, nobody notices because everyone gets distracted by spotting a koala in a tree. Soon after, Bea notices something inside Ben's shorts. It turns out to be a spider. They both panic. Afraid there might be more spiders, Ben quickly removes his clothes to check. The situation becomes chaotic and embarrassing. Since Ben has no extra clothes nearby, Bea gives him her shorts to wear. Later, Ben spends time with Bea's parents. He talks kindly with Leo and Innie. Leo struggles with swimming, and Ben teaches him using the same method his own mother once taught him. The moment is sincere and respectful. Bea sees this and feels grateful. She thanks Ben for being honest and kind with her father. As the days pass, Ben and Bea slowly begin to get along better. Even though their relationship is fake, they start enjoying each other's company again. At the same time, Ben has a private conversation with Claudia. He opens up about how she broke up with him in the past and how that affected him. Meanwhile, Bea spends time with Jonathan around the resort. Jonathan tries to reconnect with her, and Bea listens politely, but she seems unsure about what she truly wants. The group later goes on a boat ride at night. The ocean is calm, and everyone is enjoying the view. Ben and Bea decide it is a good moment to make their fake relationship look more convincing. They walk to the front of the boat and copy the famous "I'm flying" pose from the movie Titanic. Bea stands at the edge with her arms open while Ben stands behind her. This time, everyone notices them. Margaret especially sees them and looks surprised. It seems like their plan is working, but suddenly, Bea loses her balance and falls into the water. Without thinking, Ben jumps in after her. They manage to reach a small dinghy nearby. The others soon realize they are missing and call for help. A rescue team arrives. While they are waiting in the dinghy, Ben and Bea finally speak honestly. Ben apologizes for what she overheard a year ago. He explains that he only said those things because he felt hurt and rejected. Bea listens carefully. The tension between them softens. When the rescue helicopter arrives to airlift them, Ben becomes nervous. Flying makes him anxious. Bea remembers that on the plane to Australia, she overheard him listening to the song Unwritten by Natasha Bedingfield. He had called it his serenity song because it helps him calm down while flying. To comfort him, Bea begins to sing the song softly. Ben relaxes as they are lifted into the air. After returning to the hotel, Ben makes Bea a grilled cheese sandwich, just like he did the first day they met. The moment feels familiar and meaningful. They talk quietly and then begin to kiss. This time, their feelings are real. They sleep together. The next morning, Ben wakes up first. Feeling scared and unsure, he decides to leave before things become too serious. As he walks out, he does not realize that Bea is awake and sees him leaving. She feels hurt, just like he once did. The day before the wedding, Ben and Bea admit to everyone that they were pretending to be in love. They confess that they knew their friends were trying to push them together. At the same time, Bea's parents discover that she dropped out of law school. They are shocked and upset. Suddenly, chaos breaks out when the family dog runs into the room and knocks over the wedding cake. The cake falls to the ground and is completely ruined. The stress becomes too much, and Claudia storms out, overwhelmed by everything happening just before her wedding day. On the day of the wedding in Anyone But You, Ben accidentally overhears Claudia and Holly arguing. Their voices sound serious, and it seems like they might even cancel the wedding after all the stress and chaos. Ben realizes that his and Bia's behavior has added to the problems. He goes to Bia's room and tells her that they need to behave properly for Claudia and Hallie. He says that no matter what is happening between them, the wedding should not be ruined. Bea agrees. Together, they apologize to Claudia and Hallie for all the trouble they caused. The tension settles and the wedding ceremony happens successfully. At the reception, everyone begins celebrating. Music plays and guests start dancing. Margaret approaches Ben and asks him to dance because she says Beau left earlier. Bea watches them from a distance. While they are dancing, Margaret suddenly kisses Ben. Bea sees it and feels heartbroken. She assumes Ben still has feelings for Margaret. Without saying anything, she leaves the party quietly. After the kiss, Ben realizes that he does not feel the same way about Margaret anymore. He understands that his feelings have changed. Claudia and Holly then tell him that Bea left and might have gone somewhere important to her. Ben immediately knows where she went. He arranges for a helicopter ride and goes after her. He finds Bea outside the Sydney Opera House. She had once mentioned wanting to visit that place when they were stranded in the water together. Ben explains the situation with Margaret and tells Bea that the kiss meant nothing to him. He admits that he truly cares about Bea and that his feelings are real. Bea listens and then admits that she feels the same way. They finally confess their love for each other and kiss. They return to the reception together. While they are dancing, the DJ suddenly plays Unwritten by Natasha Bedingfield. The guests sing along loudly, teasing Ben because it is his calming song. Ben smiles and joins in. Later, Claudia and Holly reveal that they were never truly fighting. They only pretended to argue to push Ben and Bea into finally being honest about their feelings. In the end, Margaret and Jonathan also connect with each other and leave the wedding together. Hey guys, I'm doing a rom-com movie challenge where I'm posting one romantic comedy recap every single day. Now, I need your suggestions. Comment your favorite rom-com movies that you want me to recap next time. Don't forget to like this video, share it with your friends, and subscribe so you don't miss any daily rom-com uploads.